The show just got flaming hot.
And a big shout out going out to Doritos.
What up, though? It's a new day here on the POPCAST. What's up, what's good? My name is Miss Cosmo, and I'm hanging out with Moochie for the babies.
For the kids. I do it for the kids, y'all, not for the
Really?
babies.
The kids? What do you do for the kids?
Everything. Come on now. I represent the kids. Kinda, sorta, maybe, yeah.
What's the age group?
The age group is...
After 97, 2000?
Hey, you're going back now. For when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we're not too sure about that one anymore, huh? But we do have a really awesome guest who is joining us today, somebody who came back for the heat here on POPCAST. Welcome, Savvy.
Thank you very much. You know, when you come here, you get ready. Hey, Dimples, what are you saying? For this show, you know? But I'm excited, man. It's always great to engage in music, popular culture. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. And shout out again also to our friends at Doritos for making sure that we're flaming hot.
That's how the show is going to be. That's how it's going to
It moves around,
It's going to be.
Or do I hold on to the packet?
We're going to try and make it flaming hot. Sabby, I won't get you into too much trouble.
The thing is, Sabby loves these chips so much. He might be eating the whole episode. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Just want to give a young shout out as well to our venue for today. Shout outs to Booth in Santon. They've always been a home of the POPCAST. We've shot actually a couple of episodes here, so it's good to know that we can keep on coming back. And hopefully now that it's level 2, we'll also be able to come back and
shake a young leg.
Shake a young thunder thigh in the club. All right, somebody who is a flaming hot at the moment is Miss Showmax. We do know that Global Citizen is back again, and they have asked her to come back again. This time, it's going to be a virtual event. So shout out to Showmax for getting the call up again. I do think it's an amazing thing. Obviously, Global Citizen has considered her as to be part of the family.
Yes, sir. I think the last time she rocked a Global Citizen was in 2018.
Yeah.
That was the first one. She put it up on the gram, I think, a few weeks ago. So it's still great to see her, man. I think Showmax has created a brand for herself that resonates outside of South Africa. You know, in just 2021 alone, she was everywhere across the continent. She was barely home. So shout out to Showmax.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's dope to see Show representing us. And because now these concerts are being hosted at home, because it is a virtual 24-hour concert, it's good to see who they've picked. And you can see that it's deliberate, of course. They want people who are representing where they're from. Because you're performing from home and it's not a touring concert. Show representing her authentic Africanness. I can say, you know, that she definitely is not dabbling, full on.
Yeah.
Like
Full on in it.
Full on in terms of her music. Even her second album, definitely no playing around there. She went full on traditional. So it's good to see who they've picked to represent us. And she's a very vibrant, colorful person who definitely, more than myself, is definitely for the kids.
100%. Oh, she's 100% for the kids. The kids love her more than they know who Sipho is. But anyway.
Just shout out Muzi also. Muzi also made the cut.
Yeah, Muzi's also on the bill. Yes,
Yeah.
Muzi's doing really big things in Europe as well. So shout outs for him to also get the nod for that one. Also talking about international news, Moonchild Sanele has also gotten herself on the international streets. She is on the soundtrack for FIFA 22.
It's sure. That's big
I love
stuff.
that, man. Like growing up as a guy who's been losing at FIFA his whole life.
Wow.
At least now I can do it with a South African artist there to cheer me on. I can enjoy the music, even though I won't enjoy the final score. If you're trying to win at FIFA, hit me up, no problem. I remember that old song, the Funk Son Rubber, that used to play. And used to play in my mind the entire time, even afterwards. So hopefully she has one of those tracks that, you know, resonates and opens up the world for her. Moonchild has always been international.
You were losing even back then.
Listen, from Perth. You know, it doesn't matter. From Telegame Station.
Yeah.
All the way into...
Bro, if you want to feel better, you can challenge me. You'll probably win. I press everything. I'm not a PlayStation guy.
Really?
I'm not. Like, I only watch soccer matches that are well advertised.
That are well advertised?
Yeah, if there's no PR around them, I don't watch it. If my listeners will not talk about it,
So how many PSL games do you watch?
I only watch Sundowns matches or when Chiefs is playing because I know they're going to lose.
Wow.
Chiefs. Sinita Jengana my Chiefs.
And maybe because, you know, FIFA is big amongst boys, of course.
Yeah.
And the girls are always complaining that the boyfriends are taking away attention from them. Maybe Moonchild will help the ladies get involved. Are you going to play a little FIFA?
It's not going to change anything.
For real?
Because guys hog the FIFA the whole time. You're literally sitting there watching your person just play a video game. And it's like, and he's been screaming at the TV. What am I doing?
At least he's playing your video game.
Tricky.
FIFA will never shout at
Could have
you.
been something else.
FIFA will never leave you. FIFA will never cheat on you.
Anyway.
Shout out to Moonchild, man.
Talking about the music and doing big things, we are also talking about the most streamed South African artist of all time.
I one of all time since they started streaming.
Yes,
In
not
South
last week,
That's
not a month
savvy.
ago.
Yeah.
It's all
You can only
time.
start counting from 1. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
How long is what? Is this Spotify? Which one is this one?
It's all streams.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
Because they never even reveal how many streams do you need to be number 1 on iTunes. We
Not a
don't
lot.
know.
No, but
Not a lot.
also
It's not a lot. So to be number 1 on iTunes, like just drop that day.
no.
Just drop that day. It's new music. So people are gonna flee, and then you'll be number 1.
But you guys also need to consider the fact that it's when you are number 1 for that week, it's literally for that week. So they'll tell you it according to who dropped the song this Friday, and then they check on those drops for that week. It's not necessarily to say next week you'll also be there because
So if you get 200 streams, you can be number 1.
I don't know the number.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's the thing about these numbers. I'm always like, how many numbers?
But Spotify is crazy. They'll show you the number right now. 3 people listen to your song. Finish.
Anyway, let's get to those who are streamed of all time.
Yeah.
So at number 10, we've got Casper Nyovest.
Ooh, I'm sure he's not happy.
He'll be fine. He's of all time. Why would you not want to be on the charts?
Top 10. There's a lot of artists. out there. There's a guy who literally has 3 streams. So.
It's the idea that Casper could have been number 11. They'll probably not make him happy. And if Keenan is above him,
I don't think it's rigged also because they
Yeah.
have to take streams from all platforms.
Anyway,
Anyway, at number 9, we have Java. At number 8, Black Coffee. Number 7, A Reese. At number 6, AKA. At number 5, Spoegwolf.
it's Afrikaans artist.
Afrikaans, Afrikaans people support
Dollar
them.
right, dollar right. Kanye, die boere, kom
Yeah,
lei.
of course. At number 4, Joyous Celebration. Hallelujah.
It's true.
Okay. At number 3, Nasty C. At number 2, no surprise here, DJ Maphorisa. And at number 1, Kabza De Small.
One I'm
thing-
surprised. For some weird reason, I thought gospel was going to dominate.
I promise you. It's weird to see a lot of Maskandi artists not on
Yeah. Ukuzani.
not on streaming.
Do you know
I think
why?
that's part of it.
Because they buy their music ngama cassettes.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
cassette.
Yeah, but CD cassette still at the taxi rank. That's where their money is
Yeah.
doing their thing. It's not to say Kuzani is not a big artist.
Yeah.
It's just his fan base is not streaming.
Right.
Let's look at it. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get
And
you.
also think about it from a lockdown perspective. Piano was at its peak last year, and everyone was sitting at home. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna stream the music you wanna hear.
Yeah.
So that's why Puri and Kabs are sitting at number 1.
It's interesting to know that while people were making banana bread in lockdown, what was playing in the
Were you
background
baking
was
when-
part of- Yes, and I baked and I danced, and the numbers are there to show it.
That you got one stream on that TikTok
none of-
video, 0.
And while people were saying that hip hop is not really winning, here are the numbers. They also go to show that people do stream hip hop music.
Absolutely. Reese,
100%.
Casper, and Nasty
Yeah.
holding it down on the list. Java
Yeah.
as well.
Shout out.
Shout out. All right. Also, just to kind of get into how piano is doing so well, we also see that there's a call out from Ambitious Entertainment saying, any piano producers, if you've got some hot beats, send them through to the email address. So Ambitious is shaking things up there by the
Very,
piano
very
streets.
ambitious move for them. I'm sure the email inbox looks like the streets. Yeah, so it must look like a street bash.
It probably does because, well, for DJs, so when you put your stick in like a CDJ, you
Yeah.
can actually read the name of the song. Ne? With piano DJs, all of them, it's always audio 1, audio 2, audio 3, because they've sent the music from their WhatsApp onto the USB, and it's just a mess. So I'm a little bit stressed about actually getting details of the producers, but let's just hear what they're gonna produce.
Yeah, if Ambitious is going the Mapiano route, it must just go to show that, yeah, Mapiano is really dominating the scene. But it might just bring to the surface the artists we do not know outside Ambitious, because there's a lot of them outside of Black Diamond. Loiso's gone now, so...
It'll be interesting to see who's the next Amapiano artist to be signed by Ambitious,
Yeah.
who 2 years from now will be crying about, in that contract.
You? That are my chips.
All right, so we're still here on POPCAST, and today we also wanted to kind of chat about a tweet that specifically came out a few days ago. Youngster CPT says, the fact that this man's name is almost erased from SA hip-hop is a tragedy. Maybe he was too colored, too ghetto, too not black enough back then. Whatever the reason, this was one of the coldest MCs in SA, representing Beacon Valley, Mitchell's Plain. R.I.P. to Mr. Devious. So he's obviously an old school rapper who came from the Cape Town streets. And it got me kind of thinking about, with regards to some of the OGs in the game and their legacies and who needs to kind of take responsibility for us remembering them and their legacy? Because obviously youngsters are a little bit cut up about the fact that nobody's actually celebrating this man. Who's supposed to take that flag and run with it?
I mean, it's a very layered conversation, of course, that can go on forever. But I mean, just to take off what Youngster is saying here, is I feel like newer artists, every artist needs to take a bit of responsibility. Like Youngster, for example, is telling us for the first time today about Mr. Devious. The people who are reading his tweet, they're hearing Youngster speak about this guy for the first time.
Yeah.
So if you yourself have an OG that you love, somebody who inspired you and who you feel like wasn't getting his flowers, it's, I guess, your responsibility to introduce that to your new fan base, right? So everywhere that you go, you speak about that guy. Maybe you use his album cover, you sample his music, you do a remix from back, so people can ask, who's this guy? And you can say, it's Mr. Devious. So a little bit of responsibility in terms of like us definitely bring newer artists, showing homage to the old guys that they loved and keeping their names alive. The older guys, I mean, and sorry, RIP to Mr. Devious, of course, because you know he passed away. So he can carry on his own legacy. It's up to the people that from his neighborhood who love him to do the same. You know what I'm saying? It's up to us, people from Mafikeng, to make sure that WHP's name burns forever. You know what I'm saying? That he's never forgotten. And every young kid who comes there must do the same for him. But I have a thing about documenting. Artists document now in this day and age a lot of their stuff. They're always carrying around cameras, they're always videotaping, but we never see the content. Because part of that is something happens for you tomorrow. Of course, your legacy can live on in this day and age where people are taking so much content. We never see them give us any of the content that they're holding on to. Are they saving it for documentaries? Hip hop doesn't have enough of those. I mean, do you think guys are putting out enough content versus what they're shooting?
Some of them are putting up more content on their Instagram, but not content that really gives us a timeline of their journey and what they've gone through, you know? And adding on to what you said, I think it's very important, you know what I mean? If we know who inspired Miss Cosmo to DJ, we're most likely going to look into that person, read up on that person. And I think that's how we preserve history and we get the knowledge up there on the surface. Because if you're consisting on a come in for the youngins, I remember I was interviewing WHP a long time ago, and it was a time where MT had just, you know, made reference to WHP on one of his hit songs. I think it was Roll Up. At first, it seemed like he was cool with that reference. And then at some point, he replied and said, remove me out of your mouth. You know, all these young artists don't make reference of me. So it becomes very tricky, especially for youngins when it comes to this conversation. How should they salute the OGs if the OGs are also going to kick them on the chest? You know what I mean? Very tricky.
But that's the thing. Like, I guess also you want to leave a legacy. You want people to kind of celebrate you when you're gone. I mean, I assume that's what every artist wants. Otherwise, why are you in this game in the first place? But it's also tricky because it's like, okay, but now, do you want the young guys to kind of celebrate you, or is it a job for the old guys to celebrate you? Because sometimes the young kids don't even know who Jabba is. Some people don't even know who Pro Kid is and who is actually taking that responsibility. I mean, I saw a couple of weeks back as well that Lerato Licious actually hosted a Jabba Jam where she was celebrating Jabba's birthday and obviously got people to come through and pay homage to him. I know that there's a couple of movies that are also coming out, one in Pro Kid's name as well. And it's like, but who takes the responsibility? Who actually puts it out? Should there be a responsible body to actually do that? Is it necessary? Because another question I have is, do the kids even care who these OGs are?
The kids, look, in every
because
era...
you find a lot of the times where they're just like,
Of course, in every era, people get disconnected sometimes. No one wants to listen to that old music because it's not the music you grew up on, right? I don't necessarily want to go listen to music from the 90s, maybe. I prefer to listen to more modern music. But that doesn't mean that 90s music must be discarded. I'm saying, these guys, and with hip hop especially, we know that a lot of the older guys back in that time don't making a lot of money. We know a lot of guys suffered a lot. We know a lot of guys didn't own their own music. So that's why they don't promote it today, because it's like they don't even make money from it and stuff. So we know there's all these things that have created a bitterness inside the older guys because they missed out on an era where right now the kids are making a lot of paper. There's all these brand deals. And I remember one artist particularly was speaking about how the newer artists felt like they were rubbing it in their face that they're so rich and they're so broke. And I respect the honesty of the guy saying that. Like, you know, it hurts my feelings sometimes when these guys are like rubbing their money in my face. And so they create that bitterness between the two generations. But I feel like it can be better managed with guys saying, maybe let's learn from the newer kids, because the internet exists now, and there's better ways to market yourself, to reintroduce your music to if you're maybe part of the forgotten generation, and say, you know what, I do have some old clips. How do I can interact with the newer guys? Maybe they can put me on something, and also swallowing your pride.
You want them to collaborate.
I feel like collaborations, but also just learn from what's happening right now and try to. It's adapt or die. in life in general. You know what I'm saying? Times are changing, and if you don't catch up to them, you yourself are just gonna be left behind.
It becomes tricky also when it comes to collaborations, when you're gonna read stories, for example, that Casper situation in the Montella Queens, where one of the OGs passed away. May her soul rest in peace. Who was part of the Montella Queens, and the story comes out that Casper had not remunerated them, royalties and all that comes through, because you'll find that the OGs want to work with the youngins.
Yes.
But there must be, I guess, a sense of respect on both sides, a sense of transparency on how things work out, because when the OGs feel like these kids do not respect us and they do not give us what we are due, then we're not going to let them sample our music. So there's also that part of the conversation where, like, we want to work with you guys, but when we let you guys touch on our art, you don't do right by us.
I think an investment into production is also a good thing, because maybe they're sitting with this footage, they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They don't have the right directors and editors. It's cool that they have the footage. What I'm talking about, because now I'm talking about documenting, but also showing it. We have to showcase our art a lot more. You put out music, you must put out those video clips that speak about your life, so people can get a little bit more involved. That's when a youngster does a documentary in his life, and then he includes Mr. Devious. And when you're watching that, you're like, oh, this is where he gets it from. He goes to his home, maybe speaks to his kids. He integrates and shows his influence. That footage lives on, so at any given time, there's a reference point. Because now we have all these places where we can go to look for your stuff, but if you don't put it out, how are we going to know?
But also to the kids, sorry, Cosmo, I think to the kids, use the internet to find information to help you. Like, I remember the last time I was here with you guys, we were at the SA Hip Hop Museum. It was a space that was there to educate you on the journey of hip hop music. And I think we have various institutions in this country that will offer you the very same information.
But that very same museum, and obviously we show love to it all the time, but that very same museum also needs to update it. Because I also feel at the time when they launched it, they did very well and obviously documented the OGs that we needed to pay homage to. But there needs to be a consistency, I think, from a perspective of, okay, what else is happening? What other milestones have been reached? What else can people kind of look to? Advertise it for people to go there and view it. Because I don't think they get as much traffic for people to understand where hip hop comes from. And that's the difficulty I kind of have with it, you know what I mean? And also, are documentaries actually a big thing in South Africa? Are people viewing them? Are people watching them?
We watch international ones, so.
By all means, I'll sit on YouTube and watch like a 10-minute clip because it's easy to watch. Are people actually going to sit and watch a documentary from a big artist that they probably don't even know about? I understand maybe somebody now who's still doing big things. Like, we've spoken about this a couple of episodes ago about KO possibly doing a documentary. Yeah. I think it's perfect timing because KO's still hot right now, but he's also still leaving his legacy. Yeah. It gets a bit awkward when people are just like, okay, I want to understand who this artist is, but you're sitting with a kid who's just like, I want to trap next week. You know?
Yeah.
That is true. But I just think just a better relationship between the old and past generation just needs to be established. Yeah. And it's a respect thing. I think if we just start with respect, we'll find that the conversations are easier.
Tricky, yeah. All right, so we're about to get into something hot and heavy. Something called the unpopular questions.
How does this week?
Are you ready for this, Sebi? This wasn't here the last time you were here.
I've seen it, though.
So we've got an awesome hat thanks to Pop Bottles Entertainment. We've got a couple of questions written on here. I don't know anything that's written on here.
I think you should set the tone. Like, do you want me to hold it and you choose?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
So there's questions in here. I haven't read them. Sipo hasn't read them. Neither has Sebi. Okay. We have to answer off the bat. First question. A song that was released this year that got great hype but was just mild.
Got great hype.
Super Soft, a.k.a. Constitution.
100%. It's easy.
I think we're just excited that Keenan is back. I think the production is dope also. The production is dope, but...
You weren't feeling it?
It's okay. I think it's okay.
You think it's got more hype than it's supposed to?
I think the hype is there. The visuals are also clean. Yeah.
The hype was always going to be obvious.
Yeah.
You have Costa, who has a lot of hype right now. You have people anticipating AKA's comeback with music. So that collaboration was already going to get a lot of hype, naturally. But definitely the delivery, what was delivered was very, very super mild.
Yeah, now it's just that if I say anything else, it's going to sound like I'm trying to justify my statement. It is what it is. I think it was an okay song.
Yeah, we'll send you the acapella. You like the beats? We'll send you the acapella, no problem.
I think we've spoken about the song enough. We can move on to another question.
Which song were you going to say?
I think I'm on this. I've mentioned this before on the show. But also my disappointment with the song wasn't necessarily, I mean, I also thought the beat was dope. I just wanted more raps as a hip hop fan. And they intentionally chose not to rap on the song. So that's kind of why I'm like, okay, I wanted more. But I mean, it is what it is.
I think on User they gave us more raps.
Yes, and Big Deal was also dope.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I did listen to the project. You say, can you listen to the whole thing? I did.
Yeah, I bumped the whole project. There was definitely more raps.
Yeah.
On Big Deal and Diesel.
Okay, let's get to the next question before Sipo goes off. Because we need to stop that train before it lands. All right. Another question. Who are some of the best rappers on the planet that will never get the recognition they deserve, even when they are 90%, when they are better than 90% of their peers?
Manifest Ghana.
Yo.
Okay. I dig Manifest.
Yeah.
I think he's fresh, like
Manifest.
super fresh.
Yeah.
But you also need to be very inclined in what's happening on the continent for you to kind of get that. But from a continental perspective, I do think he should be bigger.
Yeah. I think Manifest is just up there with one of the best. I think MI also had a great run.
Zeus.
MI Abaga. Yeah.
You know Zeus from Botswana?
Yeah.
Zeus is just one of those guys. And I don't know, in Botswana, these guys get dope and then they just get like corporate jobs. You know, like they just stopped rapping for some reason. And there's another rapper from Botswana called Scar.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people in Botswana would definitely know Scar is like one of those pioneers. You know, they remind me of, or they have those things like Mugs locally. You know what I'm saying? Where they just guys who've been rapping for a very long time, are very well known in the industry, maybe help put on people in their country, but they themselves like. It's almost like a generation has passed by them now. It's like almost too late to be hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think, and also as you grow older, it's hard to go back and try to get that energy back. You're supposed to be hot when you first come in the game, and then always kind of maintain that status as you grow older. But it's like who's gonna be like a hot 40-year-old rapper?
Oh,
And also like bringing it home. I think Reason is dope, man.
Yeah.
I really think Reason is dope.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's not Reason anymore.
Oh,
There's a Sizwe, Alakine, Alkaline. I don't know. The hair's blonde now. We don't know which color or.
I think Sizwe Alakine is
Opening
just a
circles
Which
now.
one you are?
He's opening circles now.
Yeah.
You know, but we still love you, Reason.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta worry about that one. For me, so somebody who I also think is really good, but not necessarily getting the love that he should be getting, is somebody who's actually on the hustle. Quick Fast Cass. I really dig his raps, and I think for at that time when he was actually on the show, he didn't get to like the top 5, but he was really dope at that point. And I think the music he's also constantly putting out needs a little bit more recognition. So maybe it's a marketing thing, because sometimes that's also the problem.
Yeah, and sometimes you find that there's a lot of people who can rap. A lot of people who can rap, but not a lot of people who can make good songs.
I was about to say.
You know what I mean? And especially now, more than ever in this era that we live in, man, people are literally just trying to hear some really dope stuff.
Yeah.
And if you have to pick your lane, and if you want to do that rappity rap stuff, I respect it, I love it, I'll bump it, but like don't expect it to like, the generation won't change for you. So if you're trying to get it airplay, you're trying to get on these stages, there's a cheat code to get there.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna be making that heavy bar music, there's only so much how so far you're going to rise. You know what I mean?
Hey, tricky Yana. Okay, let's get into one more tricky question. A woman who can out-rap any man in the game.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Which one are you going for? And I'm gonna keep quiet because Mina always get hate about Miss Cosmo always putting on her friends. The guys.
Are we
must
talking
talk.
locally?
I mean, we're always talking locally.
Okay.
All right. I mean, locally, somebody who I think can 100% rap and can out-rap a lot of the guys is Gigi Lemaine.
Yes.
Gigi Lemaine is a really good MC.
Yeah.
And she gets discarded, not given, maybe it's just picking up on this conversation of maybe you're really good bars, but she hasn't found the right songs to resonate with a lot of people. But if you listen to Gigi Lemaine can out-rap a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of these guys can't rap, so it's not a very hard, it's not a very hard thing to do to out-rap them. It's not like we're sitting there with these heavy bars guys that you have to like go leaps and bounds to get ahead. You don't have to rap that much to out-rap a lot of the guys in the game anyway.
Yeah.
But Gigi Lemaine, very, very gifted MC.
Yeah. I think since you mentioned Gigi, just to open up the book a little bit more, I'll say Rouge, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Rouge can eat these rappers and sing them to sleep. I think she's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I think she's dope also.
I think both of the people that you have mentioned are definitely in my top 2. Also because they also, I think, good musicians. And we spoke about this as well.
Oh, the car. Yeah.
Okay. I like both of the rappers that you guys have both mentioned because I think both of them are really good musicians outside of just being a rapper.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to give a little bit more than just the bars. But obviously the question is talking about, hey, who can,
can bring the
freestyle
bars,
and
yeah.
say
Yeah.
you are finished after this. Definitely the both of them. And that's what I really love. What I love the most about Rouge is that she can also, bellow out like that note where 1 minute she's busy rapping and then ngapha she's also then saying, hey, I can, turn this into an R&B something. Also, Fifi Cooper.
Yeah.
Yes, Fifi Cooper can rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another great thing about those artists is that they've gone through the various layers that come with being an artist in hip-hop music, for example. So some of these rappers are just studio rappers, They got to have someone write for them or go through their lines. These are the two rappers you can call in studio now and say, yo, give me a freestyle, here's a beat, and they'll literally color it immediately. Some of these rappers like, yo, A$AP, not today.
Because I was mad at that Rouge and AKA song. I was like, when I first heard it, I was like, they're gonna rap here.
Yeah.
And then I was like, is Rouge giving this guy a free pass or something?
No,
That's it.
so
I was like, AKA didn't come there to rap also. But I was like, that's what they should have done. Because I feel like that's what people want to hear. That's what people want to see.
Yeah.
Because it seems as if like the girls are being pushed to the side.
Yeah.
And when collaborations like that come about, I'm like, let's rap.
Yeah.
Exactly, because I had the same feeling. When the artwork came out, I was like, oh, okay, this one's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
And then you hear it, and you're just like, okay, it's not what I expected. It's a good song, but I also wanted bars. And she does say that, no, when he came into the studio, he was like, we're gonna make a pop song.
Of course.
I also thought of the
And
same
that's why
thing.
we got One by One. And it's like, okay, Sharp, you can rock your One
And
by
they
One.
made a very
but-
mild pop song.
But please
Yeah.
come back to studio, do it again, collaborate again, and give us the bars, please.
I saw the
I
artwork,
beg.
I was like, this is for everyone, like MIB. I thought MIB, it's a movie for everyone. So the song is gonna be for everyone.
Keaton didn't want to have his bars go head to head with the. You want to hear Rouge
you thought-
killed you on this song?
Oh, he was gonna
He was
be
like,
outright-
I won't sleep at night if I hear that line. Rouge killed me on the song. He was like, let me just avoid it. Let's sing, baba.
And we're about to get into some flaming hot or flaming not
Yes, sir.
music. Okay, so there's obviously been a lot of drops in the past couple of weeks. And some songs we caught on to in the past episode, some songs we kind of missed a little bit. So, we're going to see what we can play with this
shuffle,
week.
Nyana,
It's
you
a
know?
bit of a shuffle. So this song came out a few weeks ago. I got a lot of tweets for this one. Hey, you guys hate me. Anyway, big ups on the song. A. Reese and his brother Jay Jody and Blue Tape dropped a song called Ridiculous. Did you think it was ridiculously hot or ridiculously not?
I gotta eat if I think it's hot, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you listen to the song?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I think you can tell when dudes hang out together, they chill together, and the energy is just very pure. You know what I mean? I enjoyed that song.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that song.
Moochie,
Yeah, are we going to eat and then talk about it?
talk first.
Before it burns my mouth.
Yes.
Absolutely. I thought the track was very dope. I think there was a weird rumor that was going around that Ace and his brother were beefing or something. I was just like,
No.
obviously the internet was doing what the internet usually does, which is just be wrong.
Yeah.
all
All the time.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him with these bro exchanging bars and they dope. I think they even mentioned that in the first bar of the song, where they thought the family was broken or they thought, So it's dope, very dope song. They both can really rap. Let me tell you something about Aries. Even if Aries ever makes a bad song, the last thing I'll ever take a chance on is saying something bad about Aries because I like my peace. Because one thing about Aries fans, they will find you. Doesn't matter where you are, they will find you. They'll find your family. They'll find everyone you love.
Yeah.
And they will troll you 100%.
This was easy because it's definitely a flaming hot song.
Yeah. So obviously my thoughts
eat.
on
Okay.
you can eat, don't worry. My
Okay.
thoughts on Ridiculous, also thought it was a fire song. Also thought the way that they came together, the cadences, the back and forth that they had on the song, really dope. Obviously the trolls are saying that the song was about me, which did I hear? Where he mentions the blogs talk about me, what. Dog, I know where I sit with how I think Aries is a dope rapper. I think he's an amazing rapper. And here you go, flaming hot. Shout out.
I'm not.
No, it's easy to. The blogs are gonna talk about you, Aries. That's what. That's what it's about. We cannot talk about the music because then it's why nobody's talking about me. It's like good or bad. I guess publicity is publicity.
Next song, DJ Lag and Lady Do have a song called Lucifer. DJ Lag is actually going to be dropping an album in the next month. I think it's in November. I think it's a dope collaboration. Also because we know Lady Do to be the piano queen, DJ Leg, heavy on the gom. So I appreciated kind of hearing Lady Do in a different type of beat, not where it feels like she's comfortable in the beat. This one, I think she had to work to kind of sit properly on it. So yeah, dope collaboration.
I'm always excited to hear how Leg collaborates, you know, with different artists. I remember when he collaborated with Shekinah, I was like, I wonder how he was going to push her. And that song really surprised me. It came out really, really well. So with this song also with Lady Do, because she's been getting into these Mapiano songs, like as you said, was challenging, but yeah, it came through.
Absolutely. Love the jam. DJ Lag is, I'm not a gom guy, but man, when I first started to get into gom music, this is the guy that I knew.
Can you dance?
Can I dance? Not to save my life, but I can dance. Don't make me, I can open a circle and then close it very quickly. But DJ Lag is like a dope gom producer. And his song Ice Drop I remember when I first heard it. We used to play it all the time, even when I was on radio. So just one of those guys, I thought when I associated gom with this guy. And he's like, I guess the underground king. Because I don't know if underground is the right word for him, but he's like the king of
Grammy
gom.
nominated.
He's very, very highly regarded in the gom community. Let me say that. Let me not give him any other titles, but say very well respected. And he's got the original gom sound, which is very deep and heavy on the bass. And then, of course, with DJ Lag, it's good to see him out and about as well. Because last time we were talking about DJ Lag, it was when Will I Am took his chances. He took Ice Drop, put some girl from the UK on the song. They were out there promoting. Let me tell you something about that girl. She was not tweeting that day.
She deleted the tweet.
She deleted the tweets fast. So African Twitter was just like, yay, wait,
Because the internet will find you.
But apparently there's an update on that. How did that end, the whole song?
I know they took it off. It was taken offline and to court and stuff like that. I think it was sorted, but
Yeah.
You can sue Will I Am.
And Will I Am gave us a very weak apology also.
Yeah.
Oh, he made that weird video where he wasn't taking responsibility, really.
Yeah, really.
It was like, it was a mistake, my brother.
Was it really a mistake? Was it really? Okay.
But definitely flaming hot.
Gentlemen, was it flaming hot or was it flaming not? Okay.
Oh, there's that. Oh, you heard that Java song. Yay!
All right. Woo! Next up, we have Shampuru Makenzo, who is a hot new school DJ. He's actually Costa Tish's DJ. He's got a song featuring Alpha Cat. Are you okay? Is it the chips or are you just laughing?
I don't know if it's the chips anymore.
It's too much.
Okay, Shampuru Makenzo. He's featuring Alpha Cat. He's got Bazili, Banabades, Fresh Chai on the song. The song is called Muguante.
Hey.
This one is for Pitori Mahlangeng.
It's a mess. But it's a good mess.
It's a maza.
It reminds me of DJ Cleo, how DJ Cleo is able to just put everything together. You know what I mean?
Mash up.
And it just comes out. You're like, eh. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Do you take the song?
Can I take half a chip?
Wow, what does that mean? You need to explain if you're taking half a chip. What are you saying about the Doritos? What are you saying about the song? I mean...
I don't have it. I
just throw it back in the pack.
You know, there's some songs. So I heard the song, I think, twice. The first time you hear it, the nostalgic feel in you will immediately like the song because there's memories that come with the original song. But I just feel like it was just too much. It was just too busy. It was, yeah. And you can't say you don't like it. It's just, when it plays, I'll still dance, but I won't make someone to hold my phone or take a video of me. It's just, it's okay.
Do you record yourself when you dance?
Yeah, because it's rare that happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you see them?
No,
okay, so Muguante is out. I've listened to the song and I had to preview it once when I was on radio because Shampuru sends me his singles all the time. And when I listened to it, I was like, but this one is tricky for radio because there's a lot of vulgarity happening there by the song. The girls are also going in. And I get it, like the artists. So there's that piano/hip-hop thing happening on the song. Yes, I can hear the sample. It is a little bit busy for my liking, but I see the vision and I thought where they're going to take it from a performance perspective.
Yeah. I'm sure though on stage, it's electric when you see them perform the song.
Sure.
I'm sure.
Me personally, let me take this. Zimba. Can we reseal this package? I don't even want to be able to grab a Zimba. Look, for me, the song, I mean, we'll go back to Mujava and what that song did back in the day. Absolutely explosive. That Pretoria sound, you can't escape it. Like at groove when that thing moves. Doesn't matter where you are. As soon as I was playing, you'll also be there. Gang.
And you'll do the dance with the legs and
I
the
mean, I've
watch.
scrunched up face, I'm there. I'm shaking to the left and I'm shaking to the right. But this song, it's too busy. It sounds like an experiment. You know what I'm saying? Like they were trying to find a way to sample this song, a way to pay homage. So the experiment, I just don't think it was well executed. I don't think to say it's a rubbish song would be an exaggeration. But I just think it wasn't very well executed. I feel like the idea was there, see what they're trying to say, like you're saying, but they just didn't stick the landing.
Half a sheep, guys. Okay, what are you having?
I have half a chip. Like you. And I'm with Sebi on this one. I'll give it half a chip because I don't think it's horrible.
Yeah, I don't.
But I do think it's a bit busy. Maybe I need to listen to it a little bit more because also the first time I was more worried about what the listeners on radio are gonna think more than actually playing out the song. But I see the vision. Maybe when I see it on stage, because sometimes that changes your mind when you see it live on stage.
That's also true. Sometimes you just find yourself dancing. But I mean, songs do that. There's many songs that I don't like, but when they'll play a groove, you're like, what am I gonna do? Sit down, mope around, beat, you move a little bit, Muguante, nyana, shoulder, nyana, but you know, it's too bad.
Maybe we get a few shots and play it. Might influence artists.
Hey, people have to get drunk to enjoy your music. You must know that you were drunk when you were making it.
Oh no, that's tricky. But of course, that is the Flaming Hot for today. And just wanted to give a big shout out to our new home. Big ups to Channel O for taking a risk with us because sometimes it gets tricky there by YouTube. But of course, it's nice to be here on the television screen. Moochie, how you feeling?
Absolutely, man. It's absolutely a pleasure and an honor to be here on Channel O, going forward with these POPCAST episodes. And we're here because of you guys, of course, watching at home, all the love and support that you've shown the show through all the years. And we want to continue that support so we continue to grow on the channel. So absolutely interact with us on the socials. All the handles are on the screen. Let us know how you feel about us being here. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, who you want to see sitting where Sabi is sitting today, because they're definitely going to have some of your favorite personalities joining us and chopping it up with us, hopefully staying out of trouble.
Yeah, man, look, congratulations firstly, to the whole team. We've watched you guys grow every single week when you drop these episodes, 5 seasons. I think this is definitely a big one. It's a big one also for culture. It's a big one, I think, even for Channel. So shout out to Channel O, shout out to you guys. I don't think I'd want to sit here permanently. Y'all are too much. You know what I mean? So all the best of luck and catch me on the radio, 9 to 1. The only chart show that matters. I got an EP coming out, Next Up Project, Youngins, dropping on the 29th of October. Yeah. Literally, I went on the streets, found cats you guys don't know.
Okay.
I just feel like the hip-hop community, man, like new energy is needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm coming through with a new bus, dropping the first single on the 1st, which was just this week. It's called Polar, so be on the lookout, man. Yeah.
All right. Big ups to Sabi. Thank you so much for coming through again. And of course, you can still catch us on YouTube. Just because we're on the television doesn't mean we've forgotten you on the internet. So please keep on subscribing, keep on liking, keep on commenting, keep on hitting us up on the socials, as Moochie has said. And of course, we will check you out again next week, right here, same time, same place, every Tuesday on Channel O. And it's not all over as yet. We still have the Artscape as well as Real Views and
What Matters to Moochie.
Oh!
He just named it now.
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to a brand new segment right here on POPCAST with myself, Moochie. And we're going to call it What Matters to Me. Every week, I'm going to be sitting right here and I'm going to tell you something that is either bothering me or that I want to share with you guys. The things that matter to Moochie. This week, what matters to me is new artists. New artists. You're so excited. You want to be on television. You want to be on radio. You want to be noticed. But all you do is sit at home and use hashtags the entire day. All you do is DM people and email every single day. Nobody knows that you exist because you never leave the house. You don't know a single DJ. You never go to a single party. You don't know who's running what at channel. You have no education about the game and you're doing nothing to inform yourself because you're sitting in your mother's bedroom. You have to get out the house. You have to go and touch base with the DJs. You have to shake hands with them. You have to introduce yourself to the club owners, to the promoters, promoters. Speak to them face to face. Let them know that you exist instead of just constantly tagging them on Instagram, constantly tagging them on Facebook, sending your songs and then sitting on your back and waiting for a reply. It's all about networking. So learn the art of going outside the house and introducing yourself in a very calm and cool manner. Treat yourself as a business. Nobody's gonna notice you if you're just in the corner keeping quiet. Oaks that started DJing, for example, we used to go outside and meet the big DJs. They used to show up at the parties and be known as a face. So that every time people come through, they're like, I know this guy. He's always here every week. And the next thing you're saying, yeah, okay, by the way, I'm an artist actually, and I have some new music. People receive you better when they see you participating in the actual game. Don't leave yourself outside by being part of the internet. You hope that you'll get high streams on SoundCloud and someone will call you for an interview on radio. Yes, that works for some people, but don't use that as a blueprint of how to move forward right now. The internet is there and it's great to help boost yourself, but don't be that guy that spams people on the time. Go get some actual FaceTime with your favorite artists, your favorite DJs, your favorite promoters. Know who's making the moves in the industry so that you can meet up with them where they're at and introduce yourself. Get out of the house. Okay?
Welcome to Real Views here on the POPCAST. So, because I always kind of focus on local content and what exactly is happening, I'm also quite interested to see that there's also a lot of short stories that are actually being documented specifically on Showmax. So I watched one recently which is called Uxolile, which is just a very short story about 24 minutes about this girl who has got a booming business career, but she has to find herself going back home to go and look after her sick mother. And you know, sometimes when you're going back to try and look after them, they get a little bit cranky, this, that, and the next thing. So I won't spoil the story for you, but I do think it's really great to see that local content is also kind of looking at focusing on short stories as opposed to just doing big movies all the time or doing telenovelas. Another short story that is on Showmax that you can check out is Five Tiger, about a girl who finds herself in a relationship where she has to find herself a sugar daddy just to kind of get by. So if you want more of those stories, of course, you can check it out on Showmax.
First of all, shout out to Pepelo Mnguni from KZN, Zandile Chabalala, who resides in Gauteng. Pepelo Mnguni is exhibiting in Spain at the moment. We featured him on Artscape. Zandile also we featured on Artscape, and she's exhibiting at Miami Art Basel. She had a like and a comment by Samuel L. Jackson. Just to throw it out there, congratulations, you guys. The artist we're going to be talking about, Kuleveki Kamalake, Kululama Wolf. Amazing style she has, Masqale Apo. And then her taste transcends to the type of figures that she paints on canvas. It's semi-human, semi-alien, in these deep, arresting poses that have a narrative all on their own. She loves using the same neutral colors, earthy tones, and she's got amazing, amazing form. Check her work out.